Well, Game 1 of the 2016 NBA Finals is in the books. And the Golden State Warriors win it by a final score of 104-89. And if you ask me, the game kind of went the way I expected it to. Hello everybody and welcome to the Broulis Beat Report here on fandom.com. And by the way, what's up Ohio? I know a lot of people in Northeast Ohio and just Cavalier fans in general, you may be a little bit down after this game. But to be honest with you, the Cavaliers had multiple chances to not only take the lead like they did, but they had a chance to extend the lead in the third quarter, and they just couldn't get it done, and that allowed Golden State to hang around, and in the fourth quarter, they just blew the Cavs right off the court. So, what else can you say? Me personally, I wouldn't change really too much, because there's two ways that you can look at this from the Cavs standpoint. Number one, you held both Steph Curry and Klay Thompson to a combined 20 points. So you did a good job there until the fourth quarter, obviously. So pretty much what you were saying is, going into game one, we're going to make the role players and the bench guys beat us. Well, they did exactly what you thought they probably weren't supposed to do. Cavaliers bench, not one player scored above 3 points. So what's going to happen is for the Cavs, if you're going to take that same idea into game two, you're going to have to limit Sean Livingston from getting his mid-range jumper going, and you're going to have to just stop their entire bench from scoring as much as they did, and the role players for the Cavs are going to have to step up. Now, I got this paper here. First off, I want to break down the different categories. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories that I looked at and I circled on before I decided to tape this episode of the Broulis Beat Report. Number 1, field goal percentage. Cavs, 38% compared to 49% for Golden State. Number 1, you're not going to beat the Warriors if you don't have a percentage higher than 40 points. That's just how it's going to happen. Number 2, you certainly aren't going to beat the Warriors if you commit above 10 turnovers, in my opinion. 17 compared to their 9, not acceptable in a finals game against a team as good as the Golden State Warriors. Rebounding, Cavaliers did a sufficient job, 56 compared to 43. Points in the paint. How many times did you see Irving? Not to mention, I don't want to say so much LeBron, but Irving and a couple of the other guys get to the rim and not finish. Points in the paint favored Golden State 54 to 42. An assist. Not enough passing on the Cavs' part. 17 compared to Golden State's 29. If you're going to beat the Warriors, you have got to have a higher amount of assists. Because that's what they predicate their offense on. They move the ball so well. And they have players that move without the ball so well. That's how they get teams going. And how many times in transition did you see the Golden State Warriors running the ball? And the Cavs players were double teaming on one guy on the wing and left one guy running right down the middle wide open for a shot. So that's some of the things that the Cavaliers have to clean up. They've got to clean up some of their defensive transition, and they have to be able to make shots in the paint. If they do all that, the game will be closer, and they will have a chance to win the game in the fourth quarter. Now, I wanted to also break it down to you quarter by quarter. First quarter, Cavs kept it very close. They're only down by 4 going into the second quarter. Second quarter, the game got away from them just a little bit. Third quarter, that's when they made their run against Golden State, and that's when they had, I think it was 6 or 7 lead changes. Fourth quarter, that's where it all just fell apart. So, Cavaliers, they played well all the way up until the fourth quarter. LeBron had 23, Irving had 26, Love had 17. J.R. Smith, only 3 points. I will say, though, that I was listening to the radio station this morning, and when he dove for that ball and got that floor burn, he took some skin off of his hand. That's why he was shaking his hand like this. Some of you maybe have noticed that after the play happened. So he was a little sore after the game, had it iced. So luckily, they've got until Sunday to play again, so hopefully his hand's fully healed. So we'll see what happens with that. That's another thing I want to talk about. Why are these teams getting 3 days off in between games? I just don't see the purpose of it. I know the NBA wants these guys well rested, and if there are any injuries, they have a chance to heal up for the most part because they want both teams at full health. But I just don't see the point, especially when you're not changing cities, to have 3 days off. I don't like it. So we shall see what happens. Like I said, if the Cavaliers come in with the same defensive scheme of we're not going to let Thompson and Curry get their 20 and 30 apiece, that's fine, but you're still going to have to play defense on the role players. And if so, when they take Curry out or Thompson out and they bring Livingston in, you're going to have to treat Livingston like Curry and Thompson, and you're going to have to force him to either A, shoot outside, or B, you're going to have to force him to pass the ball. It's that simple, and you're going to have to live with the results. So, hopefully the Cavaliers can get one win in Game 2 and have the series tied up going back to Cleveland, and hopefully they can defend home court. So, that does it for this edition. For the Broulis Beat Report, my name is Nick Broulis. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, have a good one, everybody.